And in NBA news, Luka Doncic seems to have lost 47 pounds. I am shocked. He has been on a summer run that he's looking like a baddie. Hips snatched, waist snatched, arm swole. Bro, I have not seen his face this slim since 2018 when he was first drafted. My brother in Christ, he looks, you know what? He looks like he's taking being an NBA player serious. And I hate the fact that all he needed to do was, hey, just like, can you just run a little bit more, lift a couple more weights, eat a little bit better. Don't do too much. Just don't drink a beer every game, bro. You don't need to do that. And when I tell you, the fact that he looks insanely good, right? He looks like Harden when he sheds the fat suit. He looks like he's been training for an MVP season. He looks like the only thing that's stopping him now is time. He looks like he's been lifting in the hyperbolic time chamber. He looks like he's been training with only anime characters. Like, I don't know what. I don't know if he took the serum that LeBron be taking, but he did something. He did something. And it feels so weird because I truly believe that it was all fake propaganda, fake news. Because of there was this, for example, the men's health article that was written about him, where they said he has a 42-inch vertical, but I'm like, this just has to be propaganda. This just has to be Jordan putting in as much money as they can to make their athlete look fantastic. But yeah, no, honestly, the way he's moving, it feels like I'm not only gonna say he's my MVP candidate because that just makes sense. Even when he was quote unquote, it's so wild. We're calling an NBA player overweight. We're calling this a fatty McFattykins. That's so wild to me. But even when he was quote unquote overweight, he was still in MVP talks. When he was overweight, he was averaging 28, 8, and 8. That's LeBron numbers. And on efficient splits too. That's bizarre to me. But Luka feels like he's on his way to something different, right? And this is one of those cases where it's I don't know what this means for him on the courts, or at least not even so much him on the court, because I know he'd be great, but more so, I don't know what this means for the Lakers as a whole because of is the supernova what they need, right? I know it can always help, but they were missing so much size this playoff season, specifically due to the fact that they will always have to see bigs if the Lakers want to win another ring. They're either going to have to see Jokic, they're, funny enough, going to see Rudy again probably, or they're going to see some form of big that will need them to be able to hey, put it in the back that we need to lock in, right? Or they're probably going to see Wemby or something like that. Is a supernova level Luka Doncic really what they need? I'm not gonna lie, they might be the dark horse that I haven't seen coming. Because of one of my gripes with the way Luka plays, it always feels like he's taking time off on defense because of has such a crazy load on offense. But if it might be a thing of, hey, I'm in shape enough to be playing both sides of the court at a high level, because I don't even need him to be playing defense at a high level. I want him to just be engaged. Because one of my main problems is when I was watching, right, especially this season, this might be the first season that it was just apparent that he falls asleep, or that he just blatantly doesn't care to give much effort that is needed to be able to play defense at the NBA level. If he's able to just pick that up just a little bit, we need that. Because Bron isn't going to do that. Bron cannot be playing all defensive level defense every single day in, day out. That's not his role anymore, right? We need to be able to save those legs for the playoffs, right? But I'm just more so interested on if they're able to utilize this new burst of energy that is gonna be Luka Doncic. And number 2 on the list. This is more so the one that I really want to talk about more than anything else. The Warriors need to leave Johnathan Kiminga alone. They offered him 2 years, $40 million. This Johnathan Kiminga storyline is frustrating me because they don't want to let him go. They are doing all that they can to not let him go. They are putting in bogus media stories for him not to be able to go. And it feels like they know what type of player they have, but they don't want to pay him for what type of player that they know he is, right? Because he's one of those players that is up for a max contract. He's up for or at least not even a max contract. He's up for a $30 million a year. But the Warriors just offered him, you can get $20 million a year. That's what they're trying to pay him, especially due to this new aprons that's coming out with the new CBA rules. It's like, hey, we don't got the money. I'm sorry. Which is funny because of a team like OKC just cut out $800 million for 3 guys. That's a whole nother conversation. The Warriors has had this scenario where all they believe, the only thing that they need to win is deep inside their heart is as long as we have that baby-faced assassin, we could do no wrong. We could put Twinkle D and Twinkle Dumb around him, and he will make something happen. And honestly, over these past 10 years, that has been true. That has just been true. He just got done with a ring. 2021. He has a ring in the past 5 years. Wild. Not many teams can say that. Well, 5 teams can say it. But that's, again, not the point. Not the point. I want to talk about Johnathan Kiminga some more. They have been actively lowering his value, and not even so much lowering his value. It feels like the type of role that they want him to play is not the role that he wants to play, because he knows that he's a superstar, right? They drafted him. I'm pretty sure he was 6th, 7th, maybe 4th overall. They drafted him to be this hyper-athletic slashing wing to complement a guy like Klay Thompson, to complement a guy like Stephen Curry, to be able to play the 3 and D, be able to not just play the 3 and D, but to be able to create and also be a top-tier wing stopper. But it feels like all they've been letting him do is hey, you get 8 good shots a game. But a player like that needs 15 shots a game, and 4 of them need to be terrible heat check shots. And he's like, well, you know what you drafted me for, but why are y'all having me on such a tight leash? They have on those type of leashes where it's if you make one mistake, yeah, just go ahead and sit right next to me. I can't. Yeah, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. But it's you know I'm a first option. What is going on? Oh. And I always find it so interesting, especially the narrative that's been coming out about him recently, where it's hey, he's really good. He's very talented. He's very athletic, but he's a dummy. He's a dummy. I'm sorry. He just doesn't know the plays. He just get lost sometimes, which is so unfair. It's so unfair because they've been actively doing this to make sure that he cannot leave. And now he's reining himself up to dry, being all right, I'm going to go and try and get my own contract. But if your team sets a precedent, you best believe you are not getting paid more than that precedent that was set by that team. You're going to have to go out on a prove-it deal or one of the worst deals in basketball, where they overpay you and they're yeah, okay, you're going to be salary filler and we're going to buy out your contract. That's just going to be his next arc of his basketball career, if he's not able to land himself a real deal and be able to show out. Because he's effectively worn out his welcome, or not even so much worn out his welcome. He doesn't even want to be there anymore because of, especially while I was watching the not just the Timberwolves game, not the Timberwolves games, but the Rockets games last year. It was like every time that he came on the court, he's like, oh yeah, no, I'm more athletic than you. I'm more athletic than you. I'm more cohesive than you, and you. And guess what? Y'all just can't guard me. Y'all don't have enough players to focus on Steph and still guard me. Your third, your fourth options are guarding me. Don't worry about it. I'm going to chicken barbecue you immediately. That's why when he was playing, he was dropping like 12 points in the 8 to 12 minutes that he was on the court. But it's like, hey, one mistake, just go ahead and sit right next to me, which is so unfair. Yeah, no, I'm definitely worried about it because I think his career might be going in a way that's not the best. Might not be the best for him. And even and on other basketball news, the Clippers, I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Tell the world the unction's here. The unction has united. CP3 is officially a Clipper. And I'm not going to lie, I love that fit. I love him being back. Because of, I'm pretty sure this is going to be his last season too. So not only is he going to be retiring with the team that made him the superstar, the point guard that he truly is, but he also gets a farewell tour. He's going to get, 48 games, 40, he's going to get 40 some games in his home. He's going to be by his kids. He's going to be locked in with the fam. And you know what? Even with the lights, the glimmer of hope that he might make it to the playoffs, or no, they will make it to the playoffs, but I will say with the light glimmer of them being able to like make a funny push for the ring this year, it's just, I love that for him. And as I sit back, I start reminiscing about Chris Paul's like career, man, because of this just might be me getting an older thing, but we're watching our greats prepare to retire. We're watching our greats not being able to keep up anymore. Like it's getting to the point where all of my favorite players aren't here anymore. Like they're either not here anymore, or they have become such a shell of themselves that you could barely even recognize what they were before. And it's like there is this new age of basketball that's coming that's just it hurts. It definitely hurts. Like I can't imagine what the LeBron farewell tour is going to be if I'm going to be I'm already starting to tear up of Chris Paul going home, man. And I'm sitting back and I'm thinking about the moments that he's given us, especially due to his connection with Blake and DJ. He was able, oh my God, Chris Paul was able to make DeAndre Jordan an all-star. Like that is not stated enough in his all-time greatness. That should be one of the main things that people always bring up when it's like, who is Chris Paul a top 10 point guard? Name me a point guard that's going to make DeAndre Jordan an all-star. An all-star starter. No, that's insane. And honestly, I feel like Chris Paul also low-key shaped the way that I view basketball in general too. Because of being able to utilize your teammates is very important when it comes to the game. It's honestly one of the most important things because of being able to squeeze juice out of rocks is so important, especially in the new age of basketball. He helped ushered in a new era of being so IQ forward or building around IQ, being able to set your team up to have motion offense just based off of the fact that he had to have such obscure basketball IQ because of he wasn't super athletic. He wasn't super big. He wasn't a super good shooter. but he was able to make the most of what he could do. He could facilitate, he could score, he could shoot, he could pass, he could do all. He could set players up. The amount of just like people talk about people talk about how LeBron was able to just tell other people their plays and be able to just remember plays from like 10, 15 years ago. But Chris Paul was doing the same thing. Chris Paul was changing the game for the best. Oh, man, I'm going to miss Chris Paul. But comment on the unction. I'm excited. I think they're going to do pretty good. James Harden, man. I feel like James Harden is going to be able to produce the same way that he's been producing as a point guard for these past, he's been a point guard for like 5-ish years now? Four, I think. He's been no. Yeah, he's been a point guard for 4 years, ever since the Nets season where Kyrie was like, no, I'm the two, he's the one. Because if you look, Harden is very good at facilitating. Like, he is freakishly good at facilitating his way as well. Kawhi Leonard is like healthy, maybe, hopefully. This is gonna be a squad. I'm excited. Norman Powell is gonna be hooping. Zubac is gonna be hooping. Zubac is low-key a top. The more that he plays, the more that I'm realizing, yeah, you might be a top 6 center in the league, bro, because he's hooping. But yeah, my thoughts on the unction: they will be hooping next year.